and how does intersex conditions play into that question, questioning the sense that it's a binary and maybe more of a spectrum, which is all like a scientific conversation about biological reality, is completely far and away from you trying to give me an argument that men are better at leading than women. I want it to be clear for the record and for all the viewers that, the purpose of this guest joining the live was to give us an argument why he thinks men are better at leading than women. And I even gave him the definitions. Bro. One moment, Liam. I even gave him the definitions of what a man or a woman is, of just being a male and female, so we don't have to debate about trans people or gender identity, right? So that can't be used as a getaway here. But now he's not even debating me on trans people or gender identity in the way that I use the words man and woman. He's debating me on biology of males and females and science surrounding the reality of what it means to be intersex and how this could possibly play into the limited decisions made by doctors in limited scenarios, or even how we could define the word male, not the word man, but the word male in less than 3 words when that's not possible because of the reality of those intersex conditions. And none of this at all is relevant to a conversation about why men are better at leading than women. I want to be clear here. I have my Google Doc open. I want you to give me an argument insofar as why you think that men are better at leading than women, but you can't do it because you're a brainless idiot. Now, prove me wrong by giving the argument, but you're not going to do it. And by the way, if you don't do it, I'm just going to kick you. I'm just going to kick you. But feel free to try to give the argument one last time.
So the thing is, I can't examine your worldview as you examine mine. You just want to critique me. Is that what this is about? Just say it. Say that, yes, I am not willing.
Due to the fact.
Wait a minute.
Due to the fact that I'm letting you use your definitions of the word man and woman, this is an examination of your view due to the fact that it's an examination of your claim that you think men are better at leading than women. My worldview is not relevant to why you think men are better at leading than women.
Okay, we'll jump back on that in a minute because I'll dog walk you here as well.
So you admit that you pivoted?
Hang on. I pivoted a little bit just because I wanted to test your worldview of what men and women really are, because we are talking about leadership between sexes. And you're saying, you would have to say, and that's what you did. You were like, oh my gosh, he's cornering me because I have to separate males from females in this argument.
What?
So I'll go with your...
I don't ever not separate males and females. You're getting confused.
You can't.
Males are different than females, and that's a biological fact. What are you talking about?
How can you not stop talking, dude? And muting.
Because you're just purporting claims in which are so disingenuously false. I've never argued that males are identical to females. Clearly there's differences between males and females. I just don't think that there's any differences in which would constitute the claim that males are better at leading.
You've muted me 18 times. I've counted so far. And talked over me 6 times.
Give the argument that men are better at leading than women, bro.
I am right now, and I'm not going to go back to the original claim. But, dude, you're so disingenuous, bro.
So disingenuous, because I'm telling you that I think there's a difference between males and females, meaning that you can't go, oh, dude's crazy, because I'm right when I misconstrue his view to mean that males are the same as females. Keep crying, bro. Holy shit. I really hope that you don't try to argue that men are better at leading than women because they're less emotional, because you're a goddamn emotional train wreck, you petulant child crash out. What is the argument that men are better at leading than women? We are all getting bored of this nonsense, bro. You came up here, you made a claim at this point 10 to 20 minutes ago that men are better at leading than women, and no one has heard a supporting argument for the claim yet. It's just really annoying, honestly. So let's just try to get the argument here. Why do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Okay, one thing would show that as far as I would say the most mentally challenging, I hope you can agree to this. If not, you're not good at the game. The most technically difficult game, they would say, for kings and queens would be chess, the game of chess. Okay? Men rank much higher in the way that they play chess. Actually, women's ranking is actually lower than men's. Okay? They don't have to play to the level that men play at in the game of chess. This is a fact. Okay? Do your research, snowflake. So this would be showing cognitive skills, which you don't You don't have, little fella.
Oh wait, I'm a man, so therefore you're saying that a man has low cognitive functions?
Button, aren't you? You're good at the mute button, aren't you? Go ahead, do your research. And get dog walked in front of 15,000 people. That's me muting myself for the first time, chat. Watch.
You're muting me? Oh wait, sorry. Why are you muting yourself?
I would love to mute you, but
I know I misspoke. Why are you muting yourself? You're not done with your argument.
I'm just showing the chat when I do mute myself. Watch, I'll mute chat right now.
Don't mute yourself. And
that's actually me muting myself.
Okay.
So you doing your research? You're hitting a lot of buttons over there. Go ahead.
I'm writing down the reasons why you think that men are better at leading than women. So when you're done giving them, I could respond to them.
Do you know how many different positions and moves you can actually do in chess? Do you know anything about chess at all? You don't, do you?
Basics. I do know the basics, sure.
What? There's a king and there's a queen. Is that Trump? And who would that be? Melania and Trump?
Bro,
who is that?
Keep it pushing with the argument why you think men are better at leading than women, please.
I just told you.
Okay, so you're done with the argument?
They rank higher in the game of chess.
Sure. So the reason why men rank higher in the game of chess compared to women is because of a massive participation gap where significantly more men play chess than women, which in turn then creates a wider range of talent amongst men and a significantly higher statistical probability for male outliers at the top compared to female outliers at the top.
Now he's just reading his AI overview, everyone. Trying to cherry pick. We see it, bro. We see it. Okay.
Let me do the thing again where I close my eyes and look to the side. The reason why men outperform women in the context of chess is because of a significant participation gap, which in turn means that we would expect significantly more male talent compared to female talent, as well as it would introduce a higher statistical probability that there'd be more male outliers towards the higher end of the ranking system, which is why in turn many individuals in participation in the ELO system set lower ELO ranking standards for women.
You can see you reading the screen, dude.
I'm literally looking at the ground to pick my phone up. Okay, but I wasn't reading the screen.
We can all see you reading, bro. Oh my
Wait, how much do you want to bet?
You're so disingenuous.
How much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet?
How much you want to bet?
Yeah, how much money do you want to bet that I could turn it to the side, close my eyes,
system? Wait, what's the system? What's the EL? What's the system called? You said the EL what?
ELO. ELO.
So that just came off the top of your head, huh? That system, you just wow. That just boom. That just popped into Dean Withers' brain right now.
I happen to know, like I told you,
you're
a little
such
bit about
a liar, bro. It's incredible.
Okay, yeah, you could call me a liar.
Disingenuous.
The highest ranked ELO chess player ever is Magnus Carlsen. How would I know that if I didn't know what the ELO system is, you idiot? Like, how would I know who the highest ELO ranked chess player ever is if I didn't know what the ELO system is?
What positions does
Wait, no, one second. One second.
Wait, no.
What? No. Here's the question that I want you to answer. Now that I get to ask you a question about chess. Okay, what does ELO stand for?
This is not about me. This is about you.
No, answer the question. What does ELO stand for? What does ELO stand for?
I don't know.
Well, okay, guess what? It was a trick question because it doesn't stand for anything. It's just ELO. No, it doesn't stand for anything. Now, if you knew that, okay, well, then you wouldn't answer the question by saying, I don't know. You'd be answering the question by saying it doesn't stand for anything. That's a stupid question, Dean. Okay, so sit down. You're humbled. Once again, you argued that men are better at leading than women because they're better at chess than women. Then I refuted that argument by pointing out the massive participation gap inside of chess, and which would A, lead to a significantly higher statistical probability of male outliers towards the higher end, and B, would lead to the expectation of more male talent compared to female talent due to the fact that there's less female participation.
So are you telling me that women were not allowed to play the game of chess, and that's why they don't play it as well as men? I want to understand. Wait. I want to understand the biases where this is coming from. Were they outlawed to play? They could not play chess, and they were. That's another misogynistic sport or something. Can you explain to me this? I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, so until 1927, they actually were not allowed to play chess. But then after 1927 until the 70s, when chess was the most popular, they were significantly disincentivized to play chess because it was stigmatized as a man's game due to the fact that it was heavily reliant on technical skills of mathematics and logical/critical thought. And we all know in the 20s until the 60s, when women couldn't open up a bank account without having a husband, and women couldn't report rape inside of the context of marriage because they were just viewed as objects for sex, okay, that they were viewed as individuals who shouldn't really be too concerned, okay, with, the male interest of chess.
So an object of sex is what you said. You kind of pivoted there, but I kind of wanted to touch on that. That kind of triggered me a little bit. So would you say that it's actually important that a woman does have some sort of, alignment to that type of person would be like sexy, maybe? You said the alignment of sex. A woman is an alignment of sex if she's going to be like what? A mate, a mother. So I don't understand that. Are you kind of saying women should not be sexy, or how is this even part of the conversation?
Right, thank you so much for the motorcycle. I'm saying that women aren't objects of sex?
I mean, your
Well,
entire party and your worldview,
you cut out?
your entire party and your worldview is body count does not matter for a woman. So what is this? So she's making herself an object to make money, potentially online for sure. This is such a crazy pivot that you threw out here. What is this?
I was just stating a fact that hopefully you'd be able to agree to, that women aren't objects of sex, yet they were viewed as objects of sex legally for years because rape didn't exist in the context of marriage legally. Right?
Now
Like
we're
this,
jumping. Now we're jumping to rape.
that was just an example that I brought up insofar as my explanation of why women were disincentivized to play chess in schools. If you listen, you know this. I mean, hopefully you wouldn't like disagree with me here.
I mean,
Women were just socially viewed as the baby makers, as the homemakers, and that was kind of it, right? So of course the baby making homemakers, like when in school, right? They were kind of told not to really put a preface on like the things that weren't relevant to baby making or homemaking, like math, like chess, right? And that's why we saw a massive participation gap even after legalized for women in the 20s. Great show that really goes through this. Even though it's for entertainment, there's still some historical connections here to what was actually true. Would be the Queen's Gambit, one of the best shows ever, by the way. Great,
actually, I
great
saw
show.
that. I saw that. It
Okay,
was great.
but I would like you to respond
Dude,
now.
please stop muting
I
me,
would
dude.
like you to respond to
It's fucking annoying.
I would like you to respond to the refutation in which I brought up to debunk your argument that men are better at leading than women.
Dude, it's so hard to stay on track and how much you're muting. It's so unnecessary.
That one was for the love of the game.
Yeah, I get it, dude. It's funny. It's really funny, but whatever. Continue to do it. It's all good. So you want me to jump back onto the debate, get back on track? Like, what are you saying?
Yes. I'm saying that no, the fact that there are more males that dominate in chess compared to females does not mean that men are better at leading than women or even better at chess than women due to the massive participation gap.
Yeah, but this would be my pushback on that. It's not a team sport. It's an individual game, okay? You could call it a sport. I think it is. It's a mental sport. It's amazing. The hurdles that you have to accomplish to get, to be a grandmaster is incredible. So my pushback would be if it's an individual sport, okay, then it doesn't really make sense that you're telling me that women were decentivized, okay? Because any person can study, like you said, the Queen's Gambit. She taught herself, like the story showed that she taught herself, like basically in a basement, had like a mentor who taught her. Then when she finally went to compete, she had all these skills, not from being out there, but being self-taught. That would be like home education, which you don't like as well. You're more for like public schools. Then we have pew-pewing and all this stuff. It's about Trump kind of giving.
Stand
Yeah,
topic.
so that's a whole other topic. But what I'm saying here is I truly believe that this is an individual sport endeavor. And I don't think that it comes down to more and more and more men have played it, so they're better at it. They've been incentivized. It doesn't do anything for your mental if it's an individual sport, okay? Anyone can learn to play this game. They can do it on their downtime. They can do it at home. They don't have to do it in this big public setting where it's going to be, hey, I'm part of a team. This is individual sport. Do you understand?
This guy's so dumb. Okay.
Push back, little dumb boy.
So what happens is when you have a larger group of people that are more interested in learning how to play a game like chess compared to another group of people, the larger group of people will be significantly more likely to produce the ultra good outliers compared to the smaller group of people. Okay? So because there were more men in a larger group of people compared to the women, the smaller group of people that have historically wanted to participate in chess, well, then we would expect more men to perform at a higher level compared to the women because they came from a smaller group. Okay, a really good parallel here would be looking at like the height of chess popularity in America in the 60s or 70s and comparing how good the top USA players were to the top Russian players. The top Russian players were so much better than the top US players at chess. Do you think that's because, dependent on literally where you were born, you are more likely to be better at chess? No. No, not at all. The reason why the top Russian players outcompeted the top US players is because there was a whole lot more Russians than Americans that were interested in playing chess because it was socially promoted to a higher extent. And then once they were interested in playing chess, they had access to better and more resources to learn how to play it greatly, which had nothing to do with the biological location in which where they were born. The reason why men outperform women in chess on average is the same reason why in the 60s and 70s, Russians outperformed Americans on average. More people interested in playing it with access to better resources to learn how to play it.
Well, that doesn't really make sense because what you would have to do is you would have to look academically where that these students were ranking. Okay, we do know that the United States does not rank really high academically, okay? So that's also a problem. Now you'd have to be looking at these regions, okay? These men and women, hopefully, and where their test scores are ranking, especially through,
women perform better at women perform better in school
again, you're
than
interrupting.
men. Hey Parker. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How's
Good.
Liam here? You?
Yeah, it's just going great. So we're having a debate about the fact that he thinks men are better at leading than women. And then he said that men are better at leading than women because they outperform women in chess. And I was like, clearly the reason why men outperform women in chess is because there's significantly more men who play. That's going to create a larger group of talent within chess that are going to be men, not to mention an increased statistical probability of more male outliers on the top end of the skill spectrum. And he said, no! And then I gave him like a really good example about how this is true, not even in the context of men and women, but in the context of America and Russia. At the peak of chess popularity, right, 60s and 70s, Russian chess players dunked on American chess players. Why? Because there was more Russians that played chess. It was more important to learn how to play chess, therefore more people did it, therefore they had a larger talent base, therefore they were more likely to have better outliers, and then they'd send their best outliers to go compete against the Americans, and they'd dunk on the Americans. Is that because people who
Russia was better than,
yeah, is that because like of the literal geographic location in which they were born? No, it wasn't because of the literal geographic location in which they're born. The same way is it because they're literally women? No, it's not because they're literally women, right? So I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to communicate that concept to dumb people like Liam, and it's just not working out.
Wow. So I just sit here and listen to you just yap about nonsense.
Exactly. He thinks it's nonsense. Hey, Parker, was anything in which I just said nonsense?
Yeah,
None
None of it was nonsense?
Because you.
In fact,
absolutely none.
do you think that you could kind of repeat the gist back to me just to ensure that you understood what I said, just to prove that it wasn't nonsense?
No, Dean, I can't at all. I can't at all. I can't. I think it was nonsense, actually. Can we get some else that for the nonsense that he just spewed on the live? Eldine.
All right, on a real note, Liam, would you like to legitimately engage in the argument? If not, I'm going to kick you.
Yes, I would love to.
Good boy.
Mr. Vape over here calling me good boy.
Brad,
Anyway,
thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Let's get 200 Brad W's down below in that chat. Brad with the $20 says, caller's a walking red flag. He's mad about we women can't be put in the little box he wishes we were. The crying and the entitlement is nauseating, prominent in this one. Keep cooking him, Dean. I appreciate you so much for the love, Brad. Let's get 200 Brad W's down below in that comment section. Thank you so much. Rodney, thank you for the $10 who says, women with intelligence scare Liam. He's so insecure. Oh, he's a beta male, Rodney. He's very insecure. And then Ronald, that is RONALD. Thank you for the 20 euros over on Super Chat. Show some up to Ronald down below, who says Liam is such a misogynist that he demeans women to the shallow existence of only being individuals
so
whose
dumb.
only talents are housekeeping and making babies. This guy is the reason for the male loneliness epidemic. No, it is. See, one of the negative outcomes of toxic masculinity that are held by, like, you know, this balding 44-year-old with a beer belly is definitely gonna have to be the male loneliness epidemic, because no woman ever wants to have sex with a man that says women suck, right? Couple of people to thank over on Venmo and PayPal as well. Thank you so much, Kevin, for the $1. Shout out to you. And hey, thank you for the $5. Huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for the love. And then Carrie, thank you so much for the $100 donation on PayPal. Carrie, thank you so much for the love and support. I want to see 1,000 Carrie W's down below in that chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Carrie with a $100 says, I think that you doing this every day will prematurely age you. I don't know how you put up with these misogynistic pigs. From Nurse Carrie. Thank you so much, Carrie. I really appreciate you so much for the love. That is unreal. And honestly, it does kind of prematurely age me. I have aged like 7 years in the last 2 years I've been doing this, like, unfortunately. Like, I've had to start, like, going to the gym and, like, paying attention to my hair, taking pills for balding, and doing all of this, like, self-care stuff that I didn't have to do before because of the impacts that this has on my cortisol levels. Terrible story. Thank you for the $100, Carrie. Craig, thank you so much for the $10 who says, love the work that you do. Thank you so much for the love, Craig. Let's get 100 Craig W's and 150 Camille W's and CAMILE. Shut up, you fucking grifter. Camille with the $14 says, this is my first time watching your live.
He's angry.
And I've been on for 2 hours. Please keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much, Camille, for the 15, and I hope that you're enjoying today's live stream. I'd also like to thank Cobblestone for the 5. Thank you. And then Lee with the $5 as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys so much for the love. You guys are all very kind. It looks like we are all cut up over on PayPal.
Liam, I've never clicked on your account and looked at your videos. I just did for the first time. Holy fucking shit, dude. Liam,
Parker, let's do a push-up contest, you and I, right now.
No,
15,000 people.
Good,
No, you want to talk about me? Come on, you're a masculine man. Let's go.
Yeah.
So masculine. Turn your cameras on. Let's go. I'll turn mine on. You and I right now. Come on.
I have a question.
You go first, Liam.
Why didn't
Let's
you
go.
ask to have a push-up competition with me?
Because he's the one mocking me right now, so I just wanted. I'm going to push back a little bit. So let's go. Come
Your
on,
videos
Parker.
suck. You're incompetent. You're small.
Come on,
and you're
Parker.
weak.
Don't you, Parker?
I'm
you
mocking
can run.
you.
Listen, you're going to run.
Are you going to want to do a push-up
No, I have a
competition
beer
against
belly.
me?
No,
Oh, that's right.
Push-up competition
I'm
with
bald.
me
I have a
because
beer
I
belly.
literally
Oh,
made
come on,
fun
Parker.
of his videos.
Parker, let's go.
Have you clicked on his videos yet? Look at it real quick. It's actually the funniest shit ever, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Liam, some of that shit is just so fucking embarrassing.
I'll have to look through them.
I love the promoting, though. The promotion
Wait.
is great. Thank
Liam,
you.
will you do a push-up competition with
really
me?
cringe.
Liam?
Hang on, my fake wife was calling me right there.
Would you do a push-up competition with me?
Yeah, I would do one with you.
Okay. Do as many push-ups as you can, and I'll double it.
No, you would never act. You can go first, and then I will match what you do.
No, the rules of the
So
of the
let's
push-up
say that I
competition
get on
are
the
you do as
floor.
many
Let's say
push-ups.
that I get on the floor.
Yeah, do as
and
many push-ups as you can.
Let's say that I do 50 push-ups on the floor right now. You're going to do 100 push-ups right now online.
Okay, well, we shouldn't act like pigs can fly, Liam.
No, you're telling this 15,100 people that you're going to be able to do 100 push-ups right now because you're an absolute liar. There's no way. I don't think you could even break 40.
That's really embarrassing, Liam.
Let's go. Do it right now.
Yeah, man, I said as soon as you do as many push-ups as you can, I'll double them.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I've
man,
seen
I'm
people-
waiting.
what you would do is you would go one
Wait,
for
Liam.
one. Both turn on the camera
Liam,
and you
I'm
do
saying
it one for one.
I'm saying I'm waiting, Liam.
One for one.
You want to
Get
do
on
one
the
for
floor.
one?
Put your camera on the floor.
Okay. If you get on the floor and you put your camera on the floor, I'll do the same.
And you want to have a push-up contest with me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to be paid for this because
What do you mean you got to be
this.
paid for this? I'm
I don't do
offering
this.
you a 1-for-1 push-up competition right now.
Should I take him on, chat? Should I do the push-up contest?
Don't be a coward, bro.
I mean, you're a cheerleader. You're gonna have to drop. I don't even want you on the panel. You already backed out of it, Parker. You're just a
keep crying,
wuss.
buddy. Keep crying, bud.
You could be the cheerleader in the corner, I guess.
Oh, well, I'm gonna make fun of you in the corner. That's what I'm gonna do.
So are you going to do it, Liam? I'm offering you a 1-for-1 push-up competition. Even got my other account up in the box right now because this is what I'll use to put the camera on the floor. Let's go and get this screen
Oh, look
shared
at
over
me, I'm
to
getting
YouTube.
called out in real time.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I'm I happen to be probably at the at like close to like peak of like my personal physical performance, 21 in the gym every day, like that gives me a significant upper hand here. Right? For sure, right? Like clearly I'll beat you.
Dude, my wife just called me. I have to jump on this, but did I just get a restriction?
Oh, no fucking shot, dude. No way.
No shot, dude. He was so scared, bro. He was so scared. That's crazy. Dude, he backed down immediately, bro.
Unbelievable. Parker. He was the one that brought it up.
I know, right? He brought it up, and then he was not willing to back it up.
Yeah.
All bark, no bite.
All bark, no bite. Dude. I mean, I would do the same thing if I was in his shoes, because like I said, you just like let's look at how human anatomy works. Okay, we have a biological prime at around like 22 through 25 for males for like physical strength and fitness. Okay, he's like 40 or 50, so he's past his prime. Doesn't mean he can't be strong or do a shit ton of push-ups. There's plenty of 40 and 50-year-old men who could do more push-ups than me. Okay, but it just so happens to also be the case that when we add on top of the fact that I'm closer to my biological prime than him, and I'm in the gym every day, okay, and he's not, that there's like really no competition there, right? Like every single time you take somebody who's closer in proximity to their biological prime and they're in the gym every single day compared to somebody who is not closer in proximity to their biological prime and they're not in the gym every single day, all right, it's not like a question. That's just why you go to the gym every day, for instance. But let's go and get that next guest loaded up into the box. Because he ran. We got the next guest loaded in right now. What a runner. Hi,
How
do you
good
sport
guests
Trump?
been today so far, bro?
They've been kind of shit, Parker, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was like that for me as well, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, welcome in. Do you sport Trump?
Oh, yeah, of course.
How old are you?
18.
Are you driving?
No.
Okay, what year are you born in?
That's irrelevant. I just got a quick question, though.
Okay, then you're not 18. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Everybody in the chat is spamming Jill. Guys, I can't do it. If you want to watch a Jill debate,
I think it's just the same two people.
yeah, it's just the same two people. If you want to go watch a Jill debate, just like watch Johnny's live, bro. He has her on like every day.
Now
I
there's
can't do
more.
it.
There's more people now saying it. I think after you mentioned it, more people said it.
Yeah. Like I said, if you want to watch a Jill debate, just tune into Johnny's stream, man. I've been noticing. He's been talking to her like every day. I have no clue how he does it. Let's go to get that next guest, Catherine, loaded up into the box. Okay, Catherine didn't connect. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up in here. We got Twitch Buffalo. Here we go. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yo, that push-up guy was so a put.
Yeah. I would assume that you're going to say that he sucked, which is true. Let's go to get the next counter loaded.
Liam's the push-up guy. That's hilarious.
Dude, that's going to haunt him forever. You can never let that one die, Parker.
That better go viral. Someone clip that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, every time you like, talk to him, never fail to mention how he ran away from a push-up competition with Dean, okay?
He ran away from the push-up contest with Dean.
Yeah, that has to haunt him for the rest of his days. By the way, if you're watching and you want to support me, you could actually find my Venmo and PayPal on the link tree in the bio on TikTok. Also in the pinned message over in that YT stream in the handle. It's at the top of the phone screen over here. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. By the way, if you could tell, I kind of have to like mumble and like speed run my way through saying that for TikTok TOS, but I think that it works. Hi, do you support Trump, RJ? RJ is not here. Got it. Moving on to the next guest right now. Oh my goodness. All right, trying our best, guys. Trying our best. We got Jimbo loading up into the queue. How do you support Trump?
I'm not 18, but I love y'all.
Banned, but appreciate you for the support, man. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Moving on to the next guest, Monroe. Over on Super Chat, thank you so much for the 10 Canadian dollars. Women's counselor who says, explain a color equal sample size given equal or similar variables. Yeah, that was a concept that I was describing to him just in very simple words, and he's going to get it. And then also Travis, thank you so much for the $20 Super Chat over on YouTube. I really appreciate you so much for that love and support, man. Show some love to Travis down below. Show some love to Travis down below. And Dan, thank you so much for the $25 donation on Venmo, who says, to the push-up champ. Let's go, Dan. I'm the push-up champ. Let's go. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Thank you so much for the support. Show some love to Dan down below. Also, Alex, thank you so much for the $15. She says, call him a good boy again to make him rage. Well, no, he can't. He got a phone call from the wife. Thank you for the $15, Alex. And then CD, thank you for the $10, who says, Liam, men are better at leading than women. Evidence, men are really good at this one board game played at parks. Dead ass. Catherine, thank you so much for the $10 as well. I'm sorry I didn't read your message. I'll keep your message to myself. Ivy, thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo. I couldn't agree with you more, Ivy. Let's get 150 IVWs. That is IVEY. Then Amanda, thank you so much for the $20 donation on Venmo, who says, this is all that I could afford to kick this very disgusting person. Well, we got him out of here, not because we kicked him, but because he had to go talk to his wife. Thank you so much for the $20, Amanda. Show some extra special love to Amanda down below. I'm very grateful for you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Another fetus? Dude, this is not Dean's daycare. This is not Dean's daycare. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the box.
Oh no. Oh no.
Come on. Why
Not the
are you
debate.
guys so
Jill,
scared
you know,
of me?
you know that
Why
you could
are
like,
you scared of me,
bro,
Dane?
just like, listen, just scroll, just leave the queue. I just brought you up to tell you that you could just scroll, leave the queue, like you're wasting your
Why are
time.
you scared of me, babe?
Jill,
Why?
because I've talked to you like 5 times in the last week.
But they like me dog walking your ass.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you don't
And
dog walk me.
Dean's
That's
along,
female likes you.
and Parker's along with you. It's 2-1.
Listen, all that
okay?
I'm telling you is that it would be better for you to just simply scroll.
No, no, it's better for you if I simply scroll. Get it right, brother. Okay.
No, it's better for you because then you don't have to waste your time sitting in my queue knowing that you will never get up on the live.
No, because you're chicken. You're freaking scared of me, both of you.
I'm so
And that's why
yes,
you want me
Jill.
to throw 'em on because you freaking. They want me here. They love seeing me dog walk.
Is
you
that why
all.
literally every single person in the chat is spamming kick?
No, not every one of them. You're a liar. All of them was saying Jill, Jill, Jill. Only if you were saying no, not Jill.
Oh, what about now?
Because
What about
they
now? What
feel
about now? What
bad
about now?
for
What
you.
about now?
Because they feel sorry for you guys.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
Wait. I have a good idea to fix this. Type 3 in the comment section if you want Jill to be kicked.
Of course.
And
because
type
you
2 in the
know-
comment section if you don't want her to be kicked.
Oh, friggin' Parker, most of them are your little friggin' memes, so they're going to do that, okay? Most of, yeah, see, because they're your little memes, they're your little gullies, okay? They're gullible, so they're your little gullies. That's the only reason. Now, anyway, let's friggin' talk about what's going on today. Come on,
Do you know what this
Bring
button does,
something up.
Jill?
bring something up, Bubs.
Do you know what happens when I let my finger off this mouse?
Because you're chicken, and you're like,
Do you know what happens, Jill?
Gotta let her go because she's gonna dog walk me, you guys. I'm sorry.
Take a guess of what
I gotta
happens,
let her
Jill.
go. I gotta let her go, you guys, because she dog walks me all the freaking time, and I can't handle it. I'm
Yeah.
embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, you guys, because this.
The peace. So peaceful. Do you support Trump? Slide around too. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
You do? How old are you? That's a kid. Dude, literally, the queue is just Jill and children. That's it. It's just Jill in the daycare. That's the only people who are inside of the queue. Jill in the daycare, guys. Jill in the daycare. All right, we got the next guest loaded up into the box right now. Okay, it's Jill in the daycare. Do you support Trump? It's like a newborn. Got it. Cool. Jill and the children. That's actually really mean, you guys. Okay, we cannot be calling them children. That is really fucked up.
That is very rude to children.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. That is very rude. We're still looking for that next guest, guys. Swear to God, doing my best out here. Doing my best, you guys. All right, do you support Trump?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get on.
No worries. You know, I really have to go pee, so I'm hoping that we could get somebody up in here momentarily so I could go pee. You know, love having a co-host up for that reason, because I just get to go use the restroom whenever I want. Me and my small bladder. Hey, Ben, thank you so much for the $25 donation over on Venmo. I really appreciate you, man. Let's get 250 Ben W's. Thank you so much for the support, bro. Ben with the 25 says, of course, foreign policy and economics and governance, all identical to a board game. So real, Ben. Thank you for the 25. Rita, thank you so much for the $20, who says Judith Puller is regarded as the strongest female chess player in history and is the most prominent Hungarian figure in the world champion conversation. While never winning the overall absolute world champion, she broke Bobby Fischer's record. Exactly. Okay, because like there's no it's not a fact that men are innately better at chess than women. So like given that we do have some women playing, we would expect some limited outliers like Judith. Thank you for the $20. And then M Rose, thank you so much for the $25, who says, was Liam's argument that men are better at leading because they're better at following somebody who leads them? I think that's what he was arguing at first, but then he realized it was bullshit. Thank you for the $11, Oscar. Thank you, Ben, for another $25. And then thank you, Allie, for the 5 and Crystal for the 5. Show some love to all of our donors down below in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Welcome in, Jazz Singer. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do. Well, it's really only one thing. So I remember watching. I'm 18 years old. I was born on January 20th. January 20th, 2008.
Okay, you'd be 19.
Yeah. Well, so basically, I listened.
Parker has 20 minutes before he needs to go. Parker has 20 minutes before he needs to go. If I can't go pee in the next 20 minutes, bro. That's how I feel inside. Just kidding. I'm actually kind of chilling, not gonna lie. Okay. This guy's name is Justin Hill. He'd be 18. He would not be... Wait.
I'm 21.
Did he say 2007? Or
no, that was me. That was the guy.
Did the last guy say 2007 or 2008? He said 08? Okay, and then he would be 18. Alright, what was his name? Jazz or whatever? Feel free to hop back inside that queue, man.
That's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. I do that too sometimes.
I was wrong. Yeah, it's bound to happen sometimes. Hi, Jackson. Do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean. I was on here a few weeks ago, and I was kind of confused where I stood with my quote-unquote supportation with Trump, and I would just like to inform you that I no longer support him.
Hey, nice, man.
Not a true American president in my eyes anymore. He's putting a foreign country before us, and I'm not saying we shouldn't support foreign countries. However, when you are truly hurting the American citizens daily, financially, like, right, cost of living has gone up increasingly since we've all grown up, and he's just putting us into a spot that is extremely unfair and extremely selfish. And not to mention that he was mentioned in the Epstein files as a pedophile hundreds of times. And
I love to hear that you no longer support Trump, man. I think that's awesome. Thank you for coming up a couple weeks ago, and I'm really happy I could change your mind. I'm sorry if I'm rushing you a little bit. Parker just doesn't have that much longer until he has to dip down. And
Parker.
we need to find a Trump supporter before
Yes, sir.
Parker has to dip so I could go use the bathroom. But I really appreciate you for coming up, man. And it's really happy to hear that you changed your mind.
Yes, sir. I appreciate what you do, Dean.
Yeah, you take care, dude. You take care. Justin Hill, what year were you born in?
Yeah, 2004.
Okay. What do you do for work?
I am a college student.
Okay. How many credit hours do you do per semester?
I'm a senior right now, so I graduate after this semester.
So how many credit hours per semester do you do?
I'm in 15 right now.
Okay.
Each class is 3 credits. Which means I'm in.
Yeah. Okay.
We can do
I
the
believe
math
you.
there.
You just sound a little young, but okay, I believe you.
Dang.
Why do you sport Trump?
I get that a lot.
Why do you sport
yeah, I
Trump?
do.
Why?
I think that. Well, to be honest, I'm a supporter of Jill. Can we get Jill back? I like Jill.
Do you think that Jill would be able to give a better argument than you?
Well, yeah, wait.
Yeah, she probably would.
Why
She seems like
why
she's.
do you support Jill?
Well, I got on and Jill was yapping, and I thought it was quite funny.
I think all he knows about her is that she's some like screaming old person.
Yes,
That's it.
that is exactly what I know about Jill.
Yeah. Well,
To
unfortunately,
be totally honest, I'm an independent. If you'd like to persuade me to be a Trump supporter, then
Oh, so you're not a Trump supporter?
no, I'm an independent.
Okay.
And Dean going crazy right now.
Just need to go pee, man.
Dude, I think that I think we can find someone. I got you. Watch.
We gotta really try. We gotta try hard. We gotta try hard, real hard.
We got this. We got this. We'll get.
It looks like Jill rage quit. She usually just like rejoins the queue, then sits in there for another 2 hours. She's not. She left. What's up, Grayson? Do you support Trump?
I just have one question though. I don't.
I gotta know if you're MAGA, because if you're not, I gotta ban you.
By the way, I was gonna ask, do I have echo on when I like just leave it unmuted?
Test. Nope.
Play Farm Sim. Please.
Farm sim kid.
Hello, Dean.
I said when I hit 1 million
Will you play
subscribers
it,
on YouTube, I'll
please?
play Farm Sim.
Pardon?
When either of us hit 1 million subs on
Will
YouTube,
you play it
we'll
with me,
Farm Sim.
Dean?
Yeah, when either of us hit 1 million, we will.
Oh, thanks, Dean. I
Also,
love you.
Good creep
Play
cover the
Farm
other
Sim.
day.
Pardon?
Play Farm Sim.
Good creep cover the other day. Yeah.
Can you imagine if like Farm Sim Kid is like actually paid by Farm Sim to promote Farm Sim?
To promote it. Yeah, when either of us hit 1 million, we'll find you because you somehow find us every day, all day, and we'll send you a parental release form to ensure that we have your parents' consent to play it with you on air, and then we'll stream it.
Wait like a decade.
What's that?
We're gonna have to like wait like a decade.
Yeah, I have no clue how old that guy is. I just know that he's been asking us to play Farm Sim with him for years, so.
Yeah, at this point it's been a few years, yeah.
Yeah. And I actually kind of am getting to the point where I would take a night to maybe play a little bit of Farm Sim with that
Is it
kid.
just me or does Farm
parental
Sim
consent.
kids sound older too?
Yeah. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do and I don't at the same time. I kind of can't because I'm like Canadian, but like I do at the same time.
Can I have you read my rules for me?
I did not see Be American.
That's okay. Can you just read them so everyone knows what they are?
Would you like me to?
Yeah.
Be 18, be American, be MAGA.
Okay. Thank you, Mickey. I hope you have a good rest of your day. If you're inside of the queue, please follow the rules. And if you're curious, you don't see this on YouTube, you only see this on TikTok, but the rules are like on top of my face, dude. They're on top of my face on TikTok. Let's go ahead and try to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Let's get that next guest loaded up into the queue. Hi, do you support Trump, Liam?
Yes.
How old are you?
13. My bad. I didn't.
Wow.
This is brutal, Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but you're so cute, bro. You're cute, but do that!
We got FBE.
Can you please debate my dad?
Is he with you?
He's
right
not
now?
a troll, I promise.
Hello.
Hi. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, welcome in. My name's Dean. I have my friend Parker on the line. I don't know
Very
what you
nice.
know about what we do here, so I thought I'd just give you a little bit of a rundown. We do a live stream on the internet where anyone can call in, and the purpose of our show is to talk to people that support Trump as president, to have a debate and to hopefully change their mind. So,
okay,
if you're on board with all that, I'm actually just going to pass the mic here to my friend Parker for a moment to kind of start the dialogue, so I could go use the restroom.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll both be kind of talking to you about your support for Trump. So if you want to take it away and tell Parker why you're MAGA, go for it.
All right, Parker, how you doing today? Just calling in to say I support Trump, support the MAGA.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Because he's, the last administration just seemed to let America get pushed around, and Trump's not going for that. He's stopping the drug flow. He's securing the oil, trying to secure up the Middle East.
Do you think that Americans should be dying on behalf of a war for Israel?
I think it's a war to help stabilize the world.
How is it stabilizing the world? If especially Iran, there's no U.S. intelligence Iran was going to strike the U.S.
Well, previous administrations sent gold and cash to Iran, and that wasn't working either. So maybe the missiles will work out better.
Well, they didn't send money to them. They just they put sanctions on them and then removed those sanctions so that they could have surveillance over their nuclear enrichment facilities. So it was to prevent them from developing nuclear weapons through negotiation and not through war.
All right, makes sense.
Would you prefer negotiation and rather not war?
I mean, I'd have to say you're correct on that. I always go negotiation over war, but sometimes to get the job done, you got to take the tough route.
But you clearly the job did get done, but prior to that point. And also Trump said that we completely destroyed their nuclear sites anyway 6 months ago. I thought they were supposed to be gone for years, but apparently they're able to develop a nuclear weapon already 6 months later.
I mean, they did have some buildings going on those sites, and you never know how quickly they can rebuild up.
Rebuild what up, are you saying?
Their nuclear program.
So, I mean, then if they could do it quickly, then the original strikes, were they bad or were they ineffective?
I could say potentially ineffective, but...
Okay. So if you would at least acknowledge that they would be potentially ineffective, would you say that at least Obama had a more effective way of addressing this? Because Trump, when originally addressing this, said that Obama would start a war with Iran because he's weak and ineffective and cannot negotiate.
I feel like the Obama and Biden administrations were showing weakness in America and letting other countries push us around.
How so?
Basically they bowed down to these countries and made it sound like America was some kind of demon, where Trump is showing that America's powerful and, we're a world leader out here.
How did they make us seem like a demon? I'm really confused.
Some of their speeches and references to other countries and
such as?
Like with Obama in France, with his speech there, kind of like...
What did he say?
Well, it kind of demonized America, made us sound weak, and
I don't think he makes us sound weak. I think he strengthened our relationship with our allies. I think Trump's destabilized our relationships with our allies. He's literally threatened to leave NATO. He's threatened to literally invade Greenland. He's threatened to annex Greenland. He's threatened to annex Canada. And that's threatening our core fundamental allyships with those countries.
Yeah, I mean, he's negotiating for Greenland to make us more stable and give us more resources and
I don't think threatening our allies
get on
is going
top
to keep
of
them
communism.
closer.
I mean, it's like the art of the deal. Sometimes you got to shoot high and get something in the middle.
Okay, what art of the deal? What negotiation has he got done that's made things better off? Because he said he got $17 trillion of investment. We've seen real domestic manufacturing investment decline every single quarter of Trump's administration. So although Trump claims success with negotiation, there clearly isn't that success, and we actually see the complete opposite.
I mean, I'm seeing success out there. Is bringing American steel back.
The war is the failure of negotiation. That's what you do when you can't negotiate. Is you go to war.
Yeah, good point. Good point. You got me on that one.
And this is a preemptive war started on behalf of the state of Israel. There was a top Trump official that literally resigned today because he said that there was no U.S. intelligence indicating that Iran was going to strike the United States and that Israel got us into this war.
Well, I mean, the understanding was Israel was going to strike Iran, and once they did that, Iran was going to come after us, so it was a preemptive strike.
Okay, so why did Trump lie about it and say that he's the one who got Israel to do it when multiple officials, or an official in his administration says the exact opposite? And the same thing with Marco Rubio, said the exact opposite as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel sometimes that they get bad intel and he shoots from the hip instead of actually getting all of his intel from different sources. And he does kind of spout off at times. But you got to take the good with the bad.
Did you know the same thing happened under the Biden administration, where Israel came to the United States and said that Hezbollah was going to attack the United States and that we should preemptively strike them? And according to Secretary Blinken, Biden said no, and that we wouldn't be on the side of Israel on any offensive wars of aggression.
I mean, Biden was sending billions of dollars to Israel to fight in the Gaza against the Palestinians.
I'm not disputing that either, but the point that I'm making is that there was a distinction, at least from Biden, that he considered that offensive conflicts that we shouldn't engage in, right, and said no to Israel on that behalf, whereas Trump was willing to say yes in all of these scenarios, no matter what.
I mean, sounds like Biden was kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth.
It doesn't, because I think that they claim from their own side that it was defensive, although I think we would acknowledge that it clearly wasn't, right? They have some sort of delineation, ideologically speaking, that demonstrates that to be the case.
Yeah, and I think, it seems like America, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican in there, they're getting into some kind of conflicts and wars, and we're always funding both sides of every war.
Which is wrong, right? And we shouldn't be doing that, right?
I mean, this is a crazy world we live in, and you got to do some crazy stuff sometimes.
The Biden-Harris administration was the most anti-war administration in modern American history. Because, think about it. Okay, well, we saw Bush throw us into the Middle East. Obama continued what was going on in the Middle East. We're doing terrible shit over there, like the war crime on that hospital that killed 47 people, and then the Pentagon was like, not a war crime because it was accidental. Then Obama was like, sorry. Okay. And then we had Trump under his first term, an increase in drone strikes on the Middle East by 482%. Okay. Then first couple months of Biden's term, we withdraw from the Middle East and refuse to do any preemptive strikes on Hezbollah, even after Israel asked us to. Then Trump gets back in the Oval. Next thing we know, in the first year and a half, we're striking their enrichment facilities and going to full-fledged war. The most anti-war admin in modern American history, funny enough, was Biden and Harris. Not saying that they were perfect. Not saying that they're perfect by any
They may not
means.
have had us boots on the ground war, but they were funding plenty of wars.
I would
They
agree.
sent billions. They sent
I would
billions
agree.
to Ukraine.
Well, I mean, I actually think it's a good thing to fund defensive movements. I would argue that funding defensive movements against war is an anti-war sentiment. Now, where I would agree that they're funding war would be Israel, right? That's why I said they're not perfect, because they're absolutely funding the genocide in Palestine, 110%. Okay, but still less anti-war than any other administration that we've had in modern American history.
And before they were funding Israel, they sent $6 billion to the Palestine.
Well, I mean, base. Yeah, whoever sends
So
money
they're
to
basically
Palestine is
funding both sides. They're both funding both sides of it.
Yeah, I think they sent some money for humanitarian causes in Palestine. Once again, that's anti-war.
Yeah, I'd have to see what they actually use the money for.
Okay, so you'd argue that that's what they sent the money for, but that's not what they used the money for. Okay, all right. So, I mean, even in consideration of those facts, they're still the least, the most anti-war administration in modern American history. Like, still yet, what we saw under Bush, Obama, and then Trump in his 2 terms was more anti-war than what we saw under Biden.
So we just know that at least Trump is more pro-war than Harris would be. We know that because Harris is against the war with Iran. Trump is in support of the war with Iran. That's evidence right there.
Yeah, but Harris didn't get in, so we don't really know what she would have really done.
She said this. She said that she disagrees with the war with Iran.
Of course she's going to say that, but if she was in and they attacked us, what would have she done?
They attacked us. They weren't going to attack us. According to U.S. intelligence, there was no intelligence indicating that they were going to attack us.
I'm saying it might have been a different situation under Harris.
Okay, but like,
or maybe she would have sent them pallets of gold and cash, and they went to everything would have been happy.
What? I already explained that to you earlier that wasn't what they did. They put sanctions on them, and then they removed the sanctions to be able to get surveillance over their enrichment facilities. Unprecedented levels of surveillance. So that was just that, not giving them money, but giving them access back to the money they already were taking
sanctioned from them.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I was gone when you first started giving the argument why you're pro-Trump. What does that argument reduce to?
Basically just that, he's bringing back America as a power. He's, bringing back American steel and.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have my own.
Tariffs under both administrations for steel.
Yeah. So I don't think that Donald Trump. I appreciate you for coming up, Parker. I appreciate you.
Appreciate that, Vern.
I really don't think that there's any good argument to conclude that he's bringing back America, right? Because like domestically, we're feeling pains that we haven't felt in a long time because of him. Like especially when we look at the economy. Last year, 2025, we had the worst jobs report in recorded American history since 2003 if we ignore recessions. Most manufacturing bankruptcies since 2008. Declining amount of business investment after 3 years of a boom under Biden. Declining GDP growth after 3 years of a boom under Biden. Okay, we saw the worst. We saw the most layoffs since the peak of the pandemic. Highest level of unemployment since the pandemic as well. Right, and this trend is only continuing into 2026 with a total loss of 92,000 jobs in February, which was 6 standard deviations behind what was expected by economists across the country.
And I would say that the boom under Biden was caused by the previous Trump administration, and Trump's dealing with the effects of the Biden administration, and that's what's bringing down a lot of our economy and jobs at this point.
Yeah. So then justify that argument. Give evidence for it.
Well, just like them overflowing our borders and putting a strain on everything, and then now all that money's coming back, and Trump's having to deal with all the problems with that.
Wait, so when the borders were being overridden, there was no issue in the job market. But then as soon as the borders close, there is an issue in the job market?
Because it takes time for the effects to happen.
Okay. Can you give me reason to believe that? Why would more undocumented immigrants mean a higher unemployment rate?
I mean, it's just over history. It's a cycle. You know,
No,
one
it's actually
president
not
does something,
over
and it takes a
history.
while for it to.
Over history, what's actually true, according to a study done by the Khalil Institute, okay, is actually higher levels of immigration means a lower level of unemployment for natural U.S.-born citizens, because undocumented immigrants and immigrants as a whole. Ow, Momo's eating me again. Actually incentivize more productivity in the economy due to the fact that they are significantly more likely to work and then engage and buy in many American industries and citizens. So,
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from, and I feel a lot of this deportation stuff is just trying to knock
can you
down
respond to that though? If the Khalil Institute is saying that like immigrants make our economy better, then why would immigration under Biden be making the economy worse now that Trump's removing them?
Well, just because he flooded America with it and put such a burden on our
yeah. How do undocumented immigrants hurt America?
I mean, I don't have specific numbers, but
Okay, so then why are you assuming that it's hurt America? And why are you also assuming that that pain would only start once Biden's out of office? See, I would argue that we see very clear reason why the economy has gotten worse so far under Trump. Very clear reason. Okay? It is because of the imposition of his tariffs, not based on macroeconomic predictions, okay, but rather based on his own emotions and anger. Okay? Imposing them on every other country in the world, removing them the day later, reimposing them, then reducing them on some countries because their leaders were nice to him. Okay. Then to the big beautiful bill, which caused a bunch of economic destruction, and according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, he actually took the purchasing power away from the middle and low class and just put it back into the pockets of the ruling elite. According to the CBPP, average Americans making at or under $51,000 per year are actually worse off now because of the big beautiful bill compared to where they were at before. Not to mention it also took healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans and food stamps away from 3 million low-income Americans. Not to mention we've also had 2 government shutdowns. So in consideration of these facts, I'd argue that this is why last year we got a terrible jobs report. This is why last month we lost 92,000 jobs. They're directly linked to Donald Trump's policy, none of Biden's policy, because quite frankly, dude, he had great domestic policy that incentivized growth, that was pro-business, which is why we saw 3 years of the fastest increases in investment into American industries that we've ever seen in this country's recorded history.
all right. Yeah, I wasn't aware of some of those facts. But, you know, just like they say, no pain, no gain. Sometimes you got to take a little hit to get better.
Okay, but like, what is the hit that we're taking, and how is it going to make us better? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just like a uninformed liberal, but I don't understand how destroying the job market, causing bankruptcies, and going to war and killing children is going to be beneficial to us in the long term. I mean, do you have an explanation for that?
No, and I don't. You know, I am a little against, you know, he came in saying he was going to end all these wars and everything and be the #1 guy ever ending wars. And now he's kind of turning into a warmonger. But, you know, I'm sticking with him and riding this thing out.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask you another question?
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat's just in my lap trying to kill me.
It's all good.
Yeah, so is there anything that Trump could do that would make you stop supporting him as president?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, with all these wars and stuff, it kind of, you know, gets me thinking, you know, like about the necessity of them and the purpose, but
well, here's my question for you. What if you knew that he engaged in sexual violence, like rape, sexual exploitation? Would you still support him? Oh my gosh. No, you want it? Okay. Momo, I love you. I'm going to have to get you off my lap. Oh! She's in that mood of, I feel like if I touch her, she's just going to claw me.
Going wild kitty today.
Yeah, it's just how she gets when she's playful. She's really cute, but really dangerous. Oh, there we go. Cute kitty. I'm going to put you on the floor. Ow! Fuck! Oh, no.
See, she's agreeing with the Trump, too.
Yeah, no. My Momo is not a Trump supporter. Okay, I love you, kitty. I'm going to put you on the ground. Okay. All right, anyway, sorry, now let's get back to business. Okay, so you said that if you knew that Donald Trump had sexually exploited anybody, you would stop supporting Donald Trump as president. Can we fairly agree? Ooh, I got to do this carefully. Don't want to touch my eye. I just had to scratch my nose there. Can we fairly agree that a workable definition of the term sexual exploitation would be to unjustly take advantage of somebody sexually?
Sure.
Okay, so if Donald Trump were to unjustly take advantage of somebody sexually, you wouldn't support him as president.
Correct.
Okay, so would an example of a man unjustly taking advantage of somebody sexually or sexually exploiting them be maybe like a male business owner who would unconsensually follow maybe a female employee into the woman's restroom and then peek their head over the door and then look at their private parts?
I mean, I don't know about the allegations and stuff like that. I know everyone calls him a misogynist and a womanizer.
This has nothing to do with Trump, and I'm just asking you, like, theoretically here, like, hypothetically, would this be an example of sexual exploitation?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, if Donald Trump were to do something similar to that, unconsensually look at the naked bodies of women or girls, you'd stop supporting him?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just grab this moment in the vault. On the ground. Okay.
Yeah.
1 second. Okay. So, like, if Donald Trump... There we go. There's a moment in the VOD. So, Donald Trump has sexually exploited women and girls by unconsensually looking at their naked bodies. And more than that, he has admitted to it. So, I'm about to play you a clip of Howard Stern's radio show in 2005, where the special guest was Donald Trump. And in this clip, you will hear Donald Trump admit to doing exactly that.
Obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. Right, I want to make sure that
you're like
everything
a doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no... Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
So don't even say a word, because I want to describe to you the two paths that rest in front of you. The first path is to be a man of your word, honor the fact that you just listened to Donald Trump admit to following women and girls into their dressing rooms where there would be naked with no men around, just to then see them with no clothes on, which would be for him to see them naked unconsensually. Okay, and then to admit that you're no longer a Trump supporter, to take the red hat off, grow a spine, and retract your loyalty for MAGA. That's your first path. Now, your second path, and your only other path, is to find a way to be a raging hypocrite, lose your spine, lose the brain, and annoy us all by engaging in senseless mental contortions of reality. And before I have you describe to us what path you're taking, I just want to thank a couple of my donors. I know that, you haven't been on here before, and your daughter just going to pass you the phone. So I accept donations through what I do, and every so often I'll take a moment to thank them. I'm going to do that now, just to kind of give you a moment to kind of think over what path you want to take. So first and foremost, Lord T, thank you so much for the $20 super chat over on YouTube. I really appreciate you so much for that love, Lord T. Let's all show some love to Lord T down below. Lord T with the 20 says, Trump has made America so weak since the isolationist period in the early 20th century. Anyone who says otherwise is in a cult or just idiotic. The entire Iran war is self-inflicted, like the bicycle meme. Appreciate you so much for the $20, Lord T. Lord T, you are always on it. Thank you so much for the love, dude. Melissa, thank you for the $5. Who says, you are my emotional support background noise on the way home from work. Hell yeah, I'm happy that I could help you out. Travis, thank you for the $10 to debate. I'll have you up, Travis, if you stop to be watching. And then Ali, thank you for the 5. And Sophia, thank you for the 1. We are all caught up on Super Chat and Venmo. Let's get caught up on PayPal. Thank you for the $10. Marina, who says, Dean, I'm a huge fan of what you do. Hey, I just read the rest of your message, Marina. That makes me really happy to hear. Shout out to Marina down below in that chat. As well as Kira, thank you so much for the 17 Canadian dollars, who says, still not over yesterday, you calling yourself the coward. Okay, all right, bro. All right, bro, Kira, I can't repeat that. Thank you for the $14. Lee, thank you for the $5 as well. Then James, thank you so much for the $24 and the 24 cents. Let's get 300 James W's. I appreciate you so much for the love, man. Mike, thank you for the 2. Arthur, thank you so much for the 10. And then NA, thank you for the 5. We're all caught up. Once again, if you're watching and you want to support me, you can actually find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account, and the pin message over in that YT stream. And they're also at the top of the phone screen with the handle right there. 100% of those proceeds, you get to attach a message, and I'll do my best to read it off. And I'm so grateful for the love that you guys have shown me today. Thank you guys so much for the support. It allows me to continue to do this for 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, back to the guests. What path are you going to take? Path number 1, stop supporting Trump. Path number 2, lose the spine and the brain and find some way to still justify your continued support, even though moments ago you said you'd stop supporting Trump given that he engaged in this action.
I'm going to take path number 3 and say that, the Howard Stern show is kind of like the National Enquirer. It's a misogynistic show. He's been degrading women for decades. And I see it as Trump kind of doing locker room talk. He's in there with, some guy who's misogynistic and exploits women for years. And Trump's trying to agree with the big jock in the locker room, act like he's cool. So I don't know if he actually did those things. He might have just been trying to, seem cool to Stern's misogynistic audience.
Okay. All right, man. So this is something that I'd consider to be a part of path number 2, because even that I find to be indefensible. And I'm going to tell you why in one moment. I just got Miss Arizona, Tasha, Dixon. Yes, there we go. Give me one moment here. We are almost there. Perfect. There it is. Okay. So the reason why I find your latest argument to be insufficient, that, well, maybe he was just joking, he was trying to play along with Howard Stern's bit, is because point number 1, nobody else that has ever been on the Howard Stern show has ever, quote-unquote, played along with Howard Stern's bit by boasting about sexual violence that they engaged in that in all reality they were innocent of. Okay. Point number 2, we don't just have his admission of guilt to justify the claim that this is something that he did. We also have corroboration of his admission of guilt from the women and girls that actually competed at these beauty pageants that he owns, like Miss Arizona from 2001, at Miss Teen USA, who said, yeah, Donald Trump would just barge in on me while I'm naked. Mariah Bilato from Miss Teen USA from 1997, who said he'd just walk in on her while she's naked and would say, don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before. 3 other unnamed teens from that same year at Miss Teen USA, then Miss Massachusetts, and Miss Vermont from Miss USA in other years. And the point number 3 here, Howard Stern never asked Trump if he would walk in on the naked beauty pageant contestants at the beauty pageants. That's something that Donald Trump brought up. While you're thinking about that, I'll even play you a clip of Tasha Dixon, Miss Arizona from 2001. Let's hear what she had to say about it.
Came strolling right in. There was no second to put a robe on or any sort of clothing or anything. Some girls were topless, other girls were naked.
As Miss Arizona 2001, Tasha Dixon competed in the Miss USA pageant. Donald Trump owned the contest along with Miss Universe and Miss Teen USA for 19 years.
Our first introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked changing into our bikinis. To have the owner come waltzing in when we're naked or half naked in a very physically vulnerable position, and then to have the pressure of the people that work for him telling us to go fawn all over him, go walk up to him, talk to him.
And Dixon has strong opinions about what she thinks were Trump's motivations.
I'm telling you, Donald Trump owned the pageant for the reason to utilize his power to get, around beautiful women.
Dixon, who lives in West Hollywood, was...
There you go.
All right. I think you might be flipping me. I might have to go libertarian.
I would argue that the libertarian position is much more preferable than the MAGA position. I mean, look at libertarians in Congress, Thomas Massey. It's not someone I like, but it's somebody I like much more than the Randy Fines of the world.
Right. Now you got me thinking over here.
And just imagine if he... did that to someone in your life. Okay? Because I can imagine if he did that to someone in my life.
Right.
There's a lot of things that I would do to him. But one of the things I want to do to him, or for him, would be to support him as president. And this is just kind of the beginning of the conversation surrounding Donald Trump's sexual violence. If you want to look at your phone screen, don't worry about that. There it is. If you want to look at your phone screen, what I have on the phone screen is the jury verdict form from a court. This jury verdict form is from the E. Jean Carroll versus Donald Trump civil court case, where the unanimous jury of 9 ruled that Donald Trump raped E. Jean Carroll. This was in 2023 after 4 years of discovery and deliberation inside of the courtroom. Now, if you're like, hey, Dean, why do you say he raped her when clearly the document right in front of my eyes says no to rape, yes to sexual abuse? That's because the jury ruled that he forcefully penetrated her vagina with his fingers, and the legal definition of rape at that time was only the forceful penetration of the vagina with a penis, so legally it was only considered sexual abuse. And, you know, that's also just kind of like item number 2. We have other instances of him sexualizing 10-year-old girls in the 90s. Okay, I could actually play that for you right now. He's walking up a elevator, and while walking up this elevator, he tells her that tells this little 10-year-old girl that he's going to be dating her in 10 years.
Did to CBS News.
Soon. Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
And you have much more on top of that as well, like what we see in the Epstein files. Like, for instance, we have a birthday letter sent from Donald Trump to Epstein in 2005 depicting the naked body of a girl with the statement, "May every new day be another wonderful secret," after talking about a bunch of other very vague, abstract things. I'll actually go ahead and show that to you now. Let's go ahead and get this on the big screen once again. We could read this together. Starts over by saying, Donald. Oh, the voiceover says, there must be more to life than having everything. Then it says, Donald, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey says, nor will I, but I also know what it is. Donald says, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey says, yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald says, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey says, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the moment I saw you. Then Donald says in response, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every other day be a new wonderful secret. And we have more on top of that as well, such as the letter that Epstein sent to Larry Nassar days before he died, took his own life, or was killed, you know, whatever conspiracy theory is your cup of tea. And this letter was actually about Donald Trump. Here is the letter, and this might be a little bit hard to read, so I'm also going to pull up a transcript of the letter that's maybe a little bit more eligible. Where did that go? There it is. There it is. There we go. Perfect. So the actual photo of the letter is on the bottom of the screen, and then the transcript of the contents of the letter is going to be on the top of the screen. I'll read this to you now. Dear Larry Nassar, keep in mind, Larry Nassar was found guilty of like multiple counts of child rape, child sexual exploitation, like 20 through 30 counts, okay? You can look him up. He's terrible. You likely already know who he is. Legible, sorry, not eligible. Yikes. Anyways, the letter that Epstein sent to Larry reads, and I quote, as you know by now, I've taken this short route home. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies at the hope that they'd reach their full potential. Our president shares our love of young, nubile girls. Nubile just means sexually attractive. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to quote-unquote grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, Jeffrey Epstein. And then also inside of the Epstein files, we have confirmed instances of credible allegations being made against Donald Trump. The most credible allegation would be from a victim who claimed Jeffrey Epstein raped them in the 80s, and then later sat down with the FBI for an interview once the exploration into his other crimes had been opened in 2019, and they interviewed her 3 or 4 times, and then she actually went on to sue Jeffrey Epstein's estate after he had died, and she won a settlement of millions of dollars for the rape and sexual abuse that she experienced at the hands of Epstein. However, the same girl who's now a woman, in the same breath of accusing Epstein, which rather proved to be true, also accused Trump of doing the same things to her. In fact, the accusation is that Epstein had introduced her to Trump, and then she was forced to do things to him too. And due to the fact that she sued Epstein, won a settlement, was labeled as a credible victim. We know that she was taken advantage of by him. Why would she turn around and lie about Trump, right? I feel like that's definitely something we should trust. And we also have other really weird and crude comments, like him sexualizing his own daughter during that same Howard Stern interview. Howard Stern called her a hot piece of ass. Then Trump said, yeah. And in reference to that same credible accusation that we were just talking about from the Epstein files, we know that because of public pressure. In fact, it was unearthed by NPR, then later confirmed by Congress, that Donald Trump had that file redacted, even though the Epstein Files Transparency Act does not allow for any redactions to be made for anything except the personally identifiable information of victims. So the fact that he redacted the totality of the accusation against him made against the woman that later won a settlement from Epstein was illegal, in violation of the law. So in other words, he illegally hid files accusing him of child rape. And I appreciate you being willing to listen to me. And in fact, your willingness to listen to me is exactly why I have given you such a comprehensive overview of why I think that Trump is a predator. I really don't think I've gone over the specifics this in depth in one go for a long time. But, you never cut me off, so I thought I would. But that's about it.
Yeah, no, good work. I think you might have did your job today and flipped a MAGA. I might have to call the Heartland Institute in Chicago and see how I can start supporting the libertarian effort in this country.
Well, I appreciate you for coming up, man. And, I wish there's a lot more people on the right like you. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
All right, brother, keep it real.
Thank you.
Keep it real. Oh, I got him off when you heard his daughter there at the end. Well, thank you for coming up and putting your dad on the mic. That really is a big step, you guys. Clearly, the libertarian view isn't most optimal from my perspective, but it is so much better than supporting Trump. It is so much better, and honestly, I think it is maybe the necessary step that a lot of people on the right need. So I'd actually say that to anybody who supports Trump watching the stream right now. Go check out the libertarians. I don't agree with the libertarians, but I agree with them a lot more than MAGA. That is absolutely a W. Man, that was good. That was good. I'm happy he came up here. I'm happy that I could kind of describe that all. By the way, I wasn't lying when I told you guys earlier that Momo was getting a little violent. Look at that. She made me bleed. Diego, if you say you want to beat my ass, fight or box me, it means that you're a raging liberal with blue hair communist.
Bro, you didn't even remember me last time, bro. You're fake, bro. That kind of broke my heart.
I didn't remember you last time?
Yes, I joined like 2 weeks ago, bro. You were like, you didn't even know, bro. I was like, dang, you forgot about me.
No, I didn't forget about
your
you.
day once, bro.
I didn't forget about you, Diego.
Alright, bro. I love you, daddy.
Dude, Jesus Christ, okay. Well, he turned around quick. That guy was coming up here like 6 months ago saying he wants to beat my ass. Wow! All right, let's go to get that next guess. Wow! Let's go to get that next wow. Let's go ahead and get that next guess loaded up into the box. Wow. All right, here we go, guys. We got Lorianne loading up into the box. Enemies to lovers for real. For real. Hey, Anna, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. Says Larry Nasser's victim count was significantly higher, closer to 260 to 270 per NBC News in 2018. Thank you for the much-needed correction, Anna. Amy, thank you for the $10. She says, that made me cry. That was awesome. Daughter helping dad. I know, that was good, Amy. That was great. Kelly, thank you for the $10. She says, the way that you just laid out how Trump is a predator was amazing. Please put a video together and post it on all of your platforms. I know that a lot of Trump supporters follow you. Keep it the great work. Should I do that? I think that'd be good. I think that'd be a good thing to do. Because I think all of these things are discussed individually, but I feel like when they're discussed together, they're like a lot more damning, if that makes any sense. So you're like, wow. Like, this is so much evidence he's a predator. Matthew, thank you for the $10 who says nice work. Appreciate you, man. Lauren, thank you for the 5. Then Chris with a 5. And then Danielle, thank you for the 7 who says that was a masterclass. Thank you. Well, thank you, Daniel. Okay. All right. Yeah, we are caught up. If you're watching and you want to support me, you could find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. They're also in the pinned message over on that YT stream, and the handles at the top of the phone screen on TikTok as well. Appreciate you guys so much for the love and support. What are you? What the fuck was that, dude? How does one even do that with their voice? Dude. Hey, Cloud, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Cloud. Let's get to it. Cloud W's down below in the comment section who says, thank you for being you. Thank you so much for watching the stream today. I hope that you enjoy. Same thing to you, Alex. Thank you for the 10 who says, Dean, I legit struggle with this. I don't have hope for this nation. I believe that even if blue takes power back, it will be too late. That the damage is unfixable, inevitable collapse. Any thoughts? Germany made a rebound after Hitler. Okay. All right. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And we got this. Not 3 years from now, but 6 months from now when the Democrats sweep in midterms. Okay, that's when the real change starts. Thank you so much for the $10, Alex. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Tell Parker he is so fine. Bye.
Okay. All right, Faith. All right. Moving on to the next guest, Libby. Only hop inside of that box if you're MAGA, please and thank you. Hi, do you support Trump? Oh, no, Libby's gone. Let's go and get that next guest loaded up into the box. Please do follow the rules, guys. Please do follow the rules. Please do follow the rules, guys. Please do follow the rules. Please do follow the rules, guys. Please do follow the rules. All right. We have maybe one guest left in the tank. Hi, do you support Trump?
Hello. Okay, I have a question. How do you feel about Palestine? Do you think Israel has a right to be its own?
You're not a Trump supporter. You also sound like a minor. You also sound like a British fetus. So you're breaking all three of our rules. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only up inside of the key of your MAGA, please and thank you. How do you support Trump?
Yeah, of course.
How do you?
2008, January 4th, 2018.
Wait, what the fuck is that profile picture, dude?
That's you, Dean.
Who am I kissing in your profile picture?
Joe Biden.
Why am I kissing Joe Biden?
I don't know, man. You tell me.
No, you tell me. You're the one that made that.
Nah, that was IRL. That was real life. I know you met up.
You just snapped the photo.
Yeah, of course. I was your photographer for the.
Yeah, you're my photographer, and it looks like Obama's behind me too.
Yes, man.
Okay.
I didn't
Is this the only photo in your camera roll of two dudes kissing?
There's way more of you, Dean.
There's a lot of photos in your camera rolls of two dudes kissing.
There's like more than 20. There's more
like
than
20 photos of two dudes kissing.
Of you.
Of me kissing. Well, okay, it might just be a little bit of an homoerotic obsession.
It might be.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
So
why do you support Trump?
I don't know. I just despise you. So if you
you love me. You don't despise me. You love me.
I don't like. That's debatable.
Okay, then delete the photos of me kissing people off your camera roll.
Come on, man. Dude, come on, man.
Is this like I don't know what other kids call it nowadays? Is it like a yaoi, like forbidden love?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, bro. All right, well, I had to take it up with Wattpad, not with me. Let's go to move on to the next guest, James. We got James loading up into the box. Here we go. Do you support Trump?
I get some sleep, so can you hop off live?
Just fucking scroll, bro. The hell? By the way, the only reason I know that word is because of the Dirk. You guys force me to know that word and what it means. Very, very fucked up. There's this audio on TikTok, okay, and it's like, computer, make them gay and kissing. I'm pretty sure that's like exactly what the audio says. Okay, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. That is exactly what you motherfuckers did to me last September for like 3 months. Do you support Trump? Okay, no, they left. I'll only hop inside of that queue of your MAGA, please, and thank you. All right, we got Zach loading up into the box. Let me see if I could find that audio. It's kind of funny. It's computer. Gay computers. I'm gonna look up gay computer. I think I found it. Oh, never mind. It's somebody that's just repeating the sound. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Is this it? No, that's not it. I can't find it. Unfortunate. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're like 14. You need to scroll, bro. Moving on to the next guest, we got Cody Smith joining up into the box. Okay, hi, do you support Trump? No, you left. All right, moving on to the next guest right now. We got Lily Fallen Angel connecting. Do you support Trump?
Hello. No, I just wanted to say I love your video.
Well, thank you so much for your kindness. Right now, we're only looking for Trump supporters. Guys, we might even just have to end the debates there. We got maybe like 5 minutes remaining before I gotta hop off. So we may just end the debates there. Me and my girlfriend are going over to my grandparents' house for a little bit of a St. Patty's Day bash. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
July.
What is the biggest reason why you support Trump?
Okay, can I ask you a question that doesn't involve Trump? Just real quick.
What?
Okay, so I see a lot of videos of you like people like proving you wrong and stuff and like saying that your information is false.
How do
you feel about that?
Would expect people to say that I'm wrong. Yeah, that kind of comes with the job title of being an outspoken partisan political commentator. I would definitely expect some people on the internet to say I'm wrong. That's a fact.
Okay, well, that's all I had to ask. I appreciate you and I respect what you do. Okay, so have a good one.
Thank you, and you have a good rest of your day. Yeah, of course I would expect people to say that I'm wrong. It doesn't mean that I am wrong. You know, clock it. Doesn't mean that I am. But that's what inevitably some people will say. All right. And honestly, I don't see as many videos as one would expect. With us having so many people in and out of the stream every day, I would expect to see like multiple videos every single day posted by like large right-wing figures trying to refute what I say. And I think that actually goes to prove that what I say is like pretty damn accurate a vast majority of the time. And it's pretty damn undeniable the vast majority of the time. And that's why we don't see like YouTube video essays debunking what Dean Withers says. Like, think about it. These lives reach a lot of people. About 1 million people a day. We get over a million impressions every single stream. And you like rarely ever see people like trying to like say what I'm arguing is incorrect. Hi, do you support Trump?
Other way, dude.
It's not like you're there. All right, guys, we're just going to do a Q&A for the last couple of minutes here before I end. We probably got a couple more minutes on. If you want to ask me a question, feel free to do so in the chat. If you want me to ask me a question in a medium that you will get a guaranteed answer, my Venmo and PayPal are in the link tree in the bio of my TikTok account, pinned message on YouTube, and the handle's at the top of the phone screen. Liz, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo. He says, I'm gonna use quote unquote take it up with Wattpad and more arguments. Thanks. Yeah, you got it, Liz. Thank you for the 15. Robot, thank you for the 10, who says, I think that you should put together a small collection of your videos of your top 5 regular talking points. Great reference to point people to. I'm an editor and would be down to help. That is a good idea, Robot. Really good idea. Thank you for the 10. Same thing to Tina. Thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Tina with a 50 says, yes, please clip that last part of you describing why he's a predator. I have some family I'd like to share it with. Appreciate you day in and day out. Okay, you know, good idea. I will do that, Tina. Thank you for the $15. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. Show some love to Tina down below in that comment section. Please do show some love to Tina down below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Emberly, thank you for the $5. Who says, how are you able to come up with responses so quickly? I don't know, probably just practice. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've gotten pretty quick at it. You know what I mean? Plus, there's like not too many things that I haven't heard at least one time before that I don't remember. As well as Christian, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Where is Momo? I think my girlfriend's home, so I would assume somewhere in the house hanging out with her. Yeah. SJ, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. Did the band that you're in have a name? Nope. We just kind of played for fun. I think that we wanted to come up with a name at one point, but we didn't. Yes, Lovey. DM me about it. DM me about it. Do you still support Trump? Says somebody in the chat. What do you fucking think? Guys, did you know that there's actually people out there that think I'm like secretly a Trump supporter? Like, we all know that there's people out there that think I'm like a performative grifter. Like, okay, whatever. Okay, like, whatever. We hear that every day. Okay, who cares? Okay? But what I find to be really crazy is the people out there that, like, literally think I'm secretly a Trump supporter. That is so crazy, bro. That is so crazy. Right? Like, someone will, like, post, like, a hate video on me. And then, like, the top comment will be, I'm, like, confused. Why do we hate Dean? And then the response is, well, it's because he's scammed kids at a college campus and he's secretly a Trump supporter and like a billion other things. There's a real big problem with misinformation. There are so many like things that I've done that you could actually critique me over because I've genuinely made so many missteps and I acknowledge that. But for whatever reason, the only critiques that actually stick around and end up getting propagated as talking points are like that I was like a Nazi. It's never a Nazi. I was right wing like last year. No, I changed my mind in 2021 as a kid after J6. That's when I officially stopped supporting Trump. I am secretly still a Trump supporter today. Like, hello. Or that I am terrible because I cried over Charlie Kirk. Right? You know, when there's like so many like better points of missteps that I've actually made. It's never those that are talked about. It's so chronically online, man. If you ever want to get a blow up video, just go post some Dean hate. It will blow the fuck up. I'm telling you, it will blow the fuck up. I've actually considered making an alt account and just spamming Dean hate videos so I can like so that I could just prove how like crazy misinformation spreads. Because whenever someone makes a Dean hate video, it just goes crazy. Like, what was the one I saw the other day? It was like, oh yeah, I fucking hate Dean Withers in a leftist way. 160,000 likes. Boom! Just go make a video saying you hate me. It'll go crazy. All right. Did I see the Epstein driving video? Yeah, I did see the video. I don't think it was actually Epstein, though. Danielle, thank you for the $5. And then Caitlin, thank you for the $5 as well over on PayPal, guys. I think that we are going to go to an end for the day. Madam Jamalot, thank you for the $15. Who says you said that you play jazz piano on the podcast. I'm a jazz singer and I have my own band. Jamming could be fun. Thank you for your honest debate and keeping us humble. Been watching for some weeks now. Well, thank you so much, Madam Jamalot. Hell yeah, I think that's awesome. Jazz singer, wow, that's cool. Yeah, I like jazz. I like a little improv jazz on that keyboard of mine. But all right, guys, I'm going to hop off for the night. See you all tomorrow. Make sure to hit that follow button on your way out on TikTok. We do these every day. Drop a sub, a like, and a comment on the VOD over on YouTube. Peace, love, good night, and goodbye.